I'd like to open the Belville Board of Commissioners special meeting Monday, October 19th, 2020, 6 p.m. If we can please stand for the invocation and pledge allegiance. Most gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you and give you praise and glory to thee, O Lord. We ask for guidance that we make the right decisions for the people of our county and in our town today. And Lord, we ask that you heal the people that had this COVID virus. Watch over us, Lord. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here this evening. I know we'll try to cover this as quick as we can. Okay, moving on to item 3, approval of agenda. One of our commissioners cannot be here tonight, Ryan Earl. If I can have a motion to excuse him. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. Okay, moving down to 3, approval of the agenda. Commissioners have an opportunity to look over the agenda. If there's not any changes or amendments to that agenda, do I have a motion to accept it in its entirety? All in favor? All opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. Okay, approval of the minutes on item 4. Approval of September 20, 2020 regular meeting minutes. No conversation, and I have a motion to approve those. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. Okay, moving on to item 5, presentations. Alexander Washington Star, Rank Boy Scout Project. Okay,
hello, Mayor, fellow commissioners. I am here on behalf of the Parks and Rec Board as well as my son Ben. Embarrassingly, and probably for more reasons than I care to mention, we may have lost our son to scouting, which is another subject. So I'm here on behalf of the Parks and Recs. We have a project that was slated to be approved, to move forward. In this day of COVID, we need more social distancing activities, so to speak. It's a great project. I can get another scout to put this thing in. I can do it with Jim. Just looking for the commissioners to approve it so we can get the goal here and put it in. Pretty substantial piece of equipment. I know there's been some concerns for vandalism or theft, but it goes into concrete. You can see them in many state parks and other institutional places. They don't move. Once they're in, they're in. This particular model has a lockout so that when we have festivals, we can move it. We can unlock it, put it in the barn. It won't be in the way of anything. There's just a pedestal there that parks can drive over. So I just keep it, I mean, have a full agenda, but I would just like to see commissioners approve the expense. I think it was $480 all in, taxes included. $525, I think that's probably a little high, but when this was approved the first time, there was some confusion because it was a STAR project, not an EAGLE project. The funding part of that was not part of an initial campaign. So when it was approved under that understanding, they were on back order. So I don't know what the status is to buy the actual gold now, but that was right when COVID hit. Things weren't moving out of China, so I assume they're back up to build orders. happy to answer any questions. I worked on this as much as Ben did, but I know a lot about it, but I'm happy to field any questions.
You know, I actually watched the video on this, but to be honest with you, I never heard of it.
Right.
I didn't know it was actually a unusual thing. I've never heard of disc golf before, but after watching it and watching the whole video and how it's played, it looks like a lot of fun. It takes up a lot of, if you play them like I said, every how many holes you have, because it's just like a golf course where you have one hole, 9 holes, or every how many you go out to.
Right. And most applications is a golf course type of thing. This is more of a target goal, so that from any direction, multiple players can practice, have fun with it. In time, it might be something that the town would want to add additional holes. And a lot of them in parks I've been in Florida, I was recently in Montana. We purposely went to these facilities and see how they're laid out. And a lot of them in public parks are just along the outlying strips of the area, so you're not in the main traffic areas. And then you do a little scorecard, but it's a pretty simple game. Most people just go plus or minus, play manually.
Any other commissioners actually see the video of this?
No, but I've seen the one.
You know, it's laid out, like he said, basically just like a golf course. You can go anywhere from 300 yards, 600 yards. Of course, you're throwing discus, which is pretty complicated. Watching these people play it, it's a pretty tough game. But,
I guess there's two styles. There's the sport of golf and then the freestyle of making a crazy around the tree kind of shot.
not very tough. I think we're looking at putting one up, maybe kind of deal that, you know, kids go out there, I guess, and have competition with each other trying to hit it. But where do y'all think,
Well, I'm looking at his letter that was for the City Parks and Rec Board. By unanimous vote, his recommendation of the Belville Parks and Recreation Board that the Board Commission to evaluate Ben Larson Star project would be previously approved. The top previously committed for providing the plus the cost of the project. The fact that Ben, and I'm sorry for it, I mean, my voice is out, and it is traveling across the nation. Correct. But I understand that it's kind of disappointing that this launch.
Right.
And I think we have also some other things that we need to evaluate. We have grant funding for budget projects. You don't know how that's going to impact the work. So I don't know if it's feasible to take off the program right now until we see the funding projects. So I agree with the recommendation.
this is table it. You don't have a problem with that. We'll just table it until future date and bring it back up. After watching the video, kind of like it, it's complicated if you play 9 holes. That takes talent.
Right. It does take a lot of talent.
But, Commissioner, when y'all want to do that, we'll table this to a future date, and, I'd like to sit down with the Park Board and see if it
Okay, very good.
and reevaluate it.
Thank you for your time. I didn't want to lie unnoticed. I appreciate your time. He is, well, he'll soon be 15.
Yeah, that's the magic. That's my Boy Scout master basically said, give them what they can drive.
That's right. And yeah,
So they just pretty much off there.
yeah, we're he's sowing some oats, so.
I understand.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just have a motion to table it.
I'll make a motion.
All in favor? All opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your leadership.
Okay, under item 6, public hearing, the purpose of public hearing, consider to continue along the Atlantic States portion of the regular pool backhoe Roads is requesting petition filed by the WDV Incorporated and WLBE Commercial Investments LLC pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 168-31. Get to the ordinance. Madam Administrator, you're going to have to guide me some on this.
Yes, sir. Here's your notes, sir.
Oh, I got them right here. Yeah. So my biggest thing is to make sure I follow it. Okay.
I think
And here we have resolution 20-04, resolution by the Belville Board of Commissioners supporting Alexander, that's not the one. Apologize.
I think, Mr. Mayor, I think you want to open your public hearing.
Okay. Now, we're going to read the notice and then open it up. Okay, I have that's 20-20.
Mhm. You actually read that, sir, when you did what was on the agenda.
Yeah, getting confused on here. Right,
So your next step would be to open the public hearing.
all right, let me have a motion to go ahead and open the public hearing then, for the annexation hearing.
So,
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, ayes have it. I think, Mr. Exum's attorney's here. Thank you for coming here tonight. Also, Scott Holmes,
yes, sir.
you want to come up, sir?
Sure. For hearing us, my name is Scott Holmes. I am with General Gibson in Wilmington. On behalf of Bert Exum, who is, one of the WDB and WDB applicant on this. He's in support of the annexation and the dedication of the roadways. But frankly, I'm going to turn this over to Rick Stiers, who has a lot more details on the reasoning behind all that.
Once y'all finish, we'll get some details and we'll open up to the public.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Members of the commission, my name is Ray Stiers. I'm attorney with Fox Rothschild representing Gregory Pool Equipment Company. You may remember I have spoken to you on this topic a number of times. The last time I was here, it seems like so long ago, but we've had a pandemic and a few other things since then, which makes it seem longer. But you voted unanimously in support of the concept of a arrangement by which Gregory Pool would incur the expense and the effort to pave the road. The town would then annex Gregory Pool's property into the town limits, and Mr. Exum to his LLC would then transfer and dedicate the road as approved after the improvement to the town. After that presentation, after your vote to approve that concept, I was talking to Ms. Williams. Ms. Williams said, and Mr. Blanchard said, well, the challenge is until it becomes a city street, part of the city, part of the town by annexation, we really don't have jurisdiction to enter into that agreement. So based upon that, this is a necessary first step that had to be done for it to fall under your jurisdiction so we could enter into an agreement to accomplish the merger. So that's why we're very much in support of the annexation. While I'm at the podium, I would like to give you an update and some news which I think is significant. I have with me, and I almost failed to introduce him. This is very important to Gregory Pool, and it's very important to the industrial park. And Mr. Eddie Wilford is Vice President of Gregory Pool Equipment Company at the headquarters in Raleigh, came down here today. So he would be here to answer any questions you have, but also to underscore the importance of this matter. Also, Matt Lanier, many of you may know, is the manager of the facility here in Belville. And the front row sitting next to me is Mr. W. Parker, our consulting engineer, who's been working with Mr. Capadona to make sure that the improvements that are being done are going to be acceptable to the city, and that signed off by Mr. Capadona. Mr. Parker met this week in anticipation of tonight with Mr. Bob Walker at H2Go. And Mr. Walker indicated that they are ready at this point now to start work along the roadway and laying the pipes that are going to be necessary to connect back to the H2Go plant. And that would then be incorporated into the design, the construction, and the upgrades of the road. So while it is true that perhaps what I thought was a fairly simple process has strung out longer than I thought it would, the timing has turned out to be incredibly fortuitous because we can coordinate the improvements of the roadway with the H2Go working next month. I think you said it was they're planning on November for the next 3 weeks. So what we are hopeful is that we can coordinate with H2Go, just as Mr. Parker's been talking to Mr. Walker this week. And we will work with them and their contractors, working with our contractors to do the road improvements consistent with and in coordination with H2Go's line of the pipe. The challenge of doing that, but I think it's an easy manageable challenge, is that we need to make sure that all the rights and responsibilities of the parties are fully laid out by agreement, so everyone knows, this is you've heard me describe this as a win-win-win for town, for the other employers along there, for Gregory Pool, and now for H2Go as well. Before showing up here at the podium, Mr. Blanchard handed me a markup of an agreement that I had initially circulated to him. I have scanned it very quickly, sitting in my seat in the last 2 minutes. And I'm fully confident that we can finalize the details this week. So, it's a busy time for me right now, as some of you may or may not know. But I will make this a priority. And my commitment to you and Gregory Cook's commitment to you is that if we get the green light tonight to finalize this agreement working with Mr. Blanchard the next week, I know it has to come back to you for final approval, but I think we are close enough that we literally could come back here in a week. And the good news is it wouldn't require public notice of public hearing for approval of a contract. I think that, unless Mr. Blanchard feels otherwise, I think that a contract such as this would not require public hearing, public notice, I wouldn't think. So we would hope this could be put on the next agenda meeting for approval. And meanwhile, we'll be lining up our contractors to coordinate with H2Go's contractors, and we can start getting the road approved as early as next month. The other thing is important to try to move quickly. If you've ever been involved in asphalt paving, the colder the weather gets, the more difficult it is to transport and actually do asphalt paving. So it's much better to try to move forward with this in the next 30 days for the actual construction than it would be if we waited up until December, January. With rough rain and with rain as well as paving with the colder weather makes time of the essence. So I do think after a very long and winding road, in the words of the Beatles, where everything's going to come together and we'll get it done. And it's something that we're very proud of. And again, the other good news is that it will, while Gregory Pool is committed to do it through the intersection of Baco Road, then H2Go will finish it all the way back to their plant and do a final top coat at the very end of the process. So it's really come together very, very well.
I'm like you, I have been discussing this with H2Go also, because I think it's so important to ties everything together.
Mm-hmm.
Also, probably will eliminate some of the water issues that we believe we have with the flow. DOT, as you know, on the front end, on the entrance, are going to come back up and tear all that out, as well as re-slope the road, which hopefully will help drain some of the water from that area, make it a lot better drainage. But H2Go has pretty much told me that I know y'all had discussions with them, so they open all that up. Part of the actual water drainage goes to the back, which connects with Leland's drainage. And I think it'll take a lot of the water problems off of that Gregory Road, which that's what we're concerned with right now.
If you you've got any questions or technical questions, now Mr. Parker's here, I wanted to belabor the hearing tonight. And we will stay around through and after your closed session, we're not going to leave. So if you have questions from talking to Mr. Blanchard of us, of a technical nature, or get clarification of anything, I represent a lot of municipalities myself. Sometimes I'm in closed session and someone asks a question and as attorney, I say, I don't know. That's a factual question. I don't know. But we will stay around here so we can answer your questions regarding our plans, the improvements, the agreement that we, and the moving parts that will be putting together.
Now, I think since we're taking it in, what we're open right now, just taking the property into our city limits. In the closed session, will be about the technical portions of the paving of the road. If we do some legal issues we'll discuss, but I appreciate everybody being here tonight. I hope we can move forward this. I think it's a plus for our town. I can already tell from Gregory Poole, they're tired of seeing that road and the vehicles getting beat up trying to come in and out. It was an issue that we hadn't known for a long time, but the actual dirt under the asphalt was not in the city limits of the town. So that's the first key hurdle we can get over tonight. I hope we'll resolve the rest of it here shortly.
And we appreciate Mr. Cupidone working with Mr. Parker and having approved what we're proposing to do as being an acceptable solution.
Well,
Quality.
I think we're gonna come up to a resolution everybody's gonna like.
Great. All right.
We wanna work with it, and we gotta continue to work with the other businesses there on the back of the road, the back section of the road, as well as Pool Road, to get them up to a standard where we can take them into the town. I'm looking forward, but we'll get this hurdle out of the way first, then we'll concentrate on the rest of the later date.
When would be your next regular scheduled meeting? Next week? So I will leave it working with you and Ms. Williams, talk about, and Mr. Blanchard, what makes sense and how do we see if we can finalize the agreement so we can coordinate our construction of the road with H2's construction of the pipe and shoulders.
I'm looking at the big endeavor right now. What is it?
That's okay. That's okay. This is, my clients come first.
We
And
appreciate you being here tonight. Good luck to you.
thank you.
Just
Just
one
one
quick comment.
Yeah, one quick question, just to have a better understanding. The work that H2Go is planning on doing, what exactly, are they replacing the pipes along their property, or? I have a vague idea of what they're planning on doing, but.
I thought Mr. Walker, he sent me a set of plans, showed the profiles and so forth from the intersection of Backhoe and Gregory Pool intersection where we're gonna go to. As far as the downstream, whether they're gonna pipe or whatever, I can't answer that because I only got the linear footage down the road, but they're going to improve that road to the standard need from DOT, then we'll relay everything from their plant all the way down. Gotcha. As far as specific piping, I don't have the full set, I just got a couple of copies.
But they're not confidential. We gave them to you.
Oh, no,
So if you haven't seen them, we can share with you what we got. That'd be helpful.
It'd be helpful. We may be, I didn't even know what you're talking about, but it'd be helpful to make sure everybody's on the same page. But at one point, that road was shown sloped a different way, so I want to make sure we're heading in the right direction.
I think what'll have to happen, and that's not what we discussed later, you might have to, we'll have to concentrate just like y'all with H2Go. They told us basically what they want to do, but that's the engineering issue, which is beyond me. So, H2Go, I think here shortly, I don't know their time frame, but I know they're getting ready to do the work and start working on the road. I guess that's something we need to discuss with them, is what the progress is as far. If they're not paving, one of our key issues right now, we're looking at stormwater runoff and getting the water away from the road system. And that's something we may need to talk with them about, because they got to open up that back section, and we can have some discussions with them.
Jeff, I think what you're relating to, when we met a year and a half or so ago, there was some plans floating around from the Luton company showing the drainage from back there coming towards the credit union, crossing that road, raising it 5 feet.
Right.
That's not the case. Okay. They're gonna pick up from where we are, going Exactly correct. That's confused, yeah.
South
South River and in the right direction.
My understanding is that HDO could be let to start construction as early as 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, it's supposed to be on that kind of time frame. We just had the ribbon cut for the plant. So we get on that, so we'll go ahead, we'll move forward, we'll get the annexation portion over with, and then we'll get into the technical aspect of it.
But we'll be here for those questions again.
Thank you, Sir Jay. Thank you. Mr. with Gregory Pope.
Yeah.
I've got the last name.
Williford.
Well,
Would you like to make any comments, sir, or?
No, sir, I'm good with, I think Gray's handled fine.
Okay, thank you, sir. If anybody from the public or any commissioners would like to make any comments before it's up to the public.
No, I think we're pretty anxious, those roads are in bad shape, and the sooner we can get them fixed, the better. And like the mayor said, we can work on the, financing and the issue of other stuff as we move on. But I think we're all on board that we need to get those roads so they're serviceable, so all those businesses out there, safely drive up and down that road. No problem.
Tom, any comments you'd like to make, or?
Just from a technical standpoint, I was looking at the map that they had, and I just wanted to, is one of the business in a way not involved now, is that what we're doing? I just want to make sure I understand exactly.
No, it's not. It would just be the green area. That's not wrong.
Okay, that's what you guys want, that works for you.
trust.
Waterford Business Center is already in Belville, so there would be no need there.
So that part is not. As long as I know we can get a legal description put together, then that eliminates that. Which is may or may not match up with the application.
Thank you.
Mayor,
Yes.
is there value in tonight in making a recommendation, of putting this on the agenda for the special meeting next week?
Yeah, I think, we'll get into closed session, but right now it's public session, and we're basically concentrating on go ahead and annex land into the city limits. Once we get that set and done, then we'll concentrate on the technical aspects, our contract, basically with, Gregory Poole on the pavement of the road.
And next week, we'll be having a member meeting coming up in about 3 weeks. We'll give everybody time to sit together.
Yeah, we can look at the time frame, see what's most comfortable for y'all, and then see what, if we can get it on the agenda. And I know y'all want to move, and we'd like to see it done also. So now, I don't think we got to worry about the public much, but if there's any public that would like to, people from the public like to step up, make any comments, or we have anyone that,
We do have,
we don't have to worry about it.
Commissioner Merrill is joining us through Zoom now.
What now?
Commissioner Merrill is joining us through Zoom.
Okay, can you hear us okay?
Commissioner, can you hear us? He's not responding. Can you say something? So, okay.
Okay, we'll try to call. Hopefully that'll know who can hear us.
Can you hear us okay, Ryan? Okay. Okay, he said yes.
Okay, I want to, if we could, just thing on what I want to make sure, and I looked through this, I should have read it again completely. The property that we're bringing into the town, is that, I know it's Gregory Road, but are we taking Gregory and Backhoe Road is the same thing as well, correct?
Berkeley Road, Pool Road, and Backville Road, just portions of it.
Okay, those are the portions we're taking under annexation that's been submitted to us, that we'll take into the town.
Yes.
Okay, since we don't have any comments from the public, I have a motion that we close public comment section. All in favor? All opposed? Ayes have it, thank you. Okay, at this time, if I get it right, I think it's ordinance 2020-1. 08. Was that the one?
Annexation includes that.
2025.
Yeah, but it's not, that's not all, it's not all people, that's right, it's not all.
See, I don't see it, but
Yes.
Some of those things.
the ordinance 2020-08, ordinance to extend the corporate limits of the town of Belville in connection with annexation portion of the Pool Road, Gregory Road, and backup road. Where the owners of the below described tracts of land which are contiguous to the primary boundaries of the town of Belville, North Carolina, have petitioned for the annexation of said tracts pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 168-31. Petition where the Belville Board of Commissioners and by resolution 2023 town clerk investigate the sufficiency of said petition, and where the town clerk has certified the sufficiency of said petition, where notice of a public hearing on the question of annexation was duly published on October 11th, 2020, and October 18th, 2020, a public hearing on the question of annexation of Belville Town Hall on the 19th day of October 2020, where the board finds that the petition described here meets the standards of North Carolina General Statute 168-31, where the board further finds that the petition is otherwise valid and that public health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of the town of Belville, North Carolina, and the area proposed for annexation would be best served by annexing the area described therein. Now therefore be ordained by the board in a meeting duly noticed and established as follows. By virtue of the authority granted by North Carolina General Statute 168-31 and any other government law, the territory shall prescribe and set tracts of Gregory Road, Pool Road, and Backhoe Road as requested petition filed by WDB Incorporated and DLDE Commercial Investment LLC as partial real property described in Exhibit A. Okay, after the ordinance, can I have this rest of it? Excuse me. And more particularly described in Exhibit B, both of which are attached hereto and incorporated by reference hereby annexed and made part of the town of Belville, North Carolina, effective immediately upon the adoption of this ordinance. I don't think that brings us to section 2 and 3. Okay, can I have a motion to the board that we accept ordinance 2020-08? All in favor? All opposed? Ayes have it. Vote. That part is complete. We accept the petition. Properly reported. That part is out of the way. Okay, we've got one more little quick thing we can get down here. B 20-07 on item 7, a proclamation declaring the month of October domestic violence month. Okay, if all y'all got time to read over this, I think y'all know how important this is. Under domestic violence, everything that goes on. A lot of y'all been in law for a long time myself. Anybody's been in courtroom to watch the news, understand how important of an issue that domestic violence awareness is. But it goes on across our nation, here locally. I've seen the worst of it too many times. So I've had to deal with it. So it's, I think everyone should spread the word here to this in our communities. It's something that needs to be discussed. And if you see projects or programs that you can support against domestic violence, please take it on. So under this proclamation, I have a motion that we accept. All in favor? All opposed? Ayes have it. Thank y'all so much for that. Okay, moving on to item 8. Closed session, attorney consultation under North Carolina General Statute 143-318 -11A4. Discuss matters related to the location, expansion, industrial, or other businesses in the area served by public property. I have a motion to go into closed session. All in favor? All opposed? Ayes have it.
Yeah.
I have a motion to come back into open session. All in favor? All opposed? Ayes have it. Well, we had a, fairly lengthy discussion. I still think we got some matters we got to clear up. We have decided to go ahead and put it on this coming Monday's agenda to give our final decision after a few. We got some issues that are gonna have to be clarified. The board has authorized me, the town manager, and our attorney to sit down with the players here. Go ahead and work out some, a few of the issues we think we have, but I think, what we want to happen is exactly what y'all want to happen. That partnership with regular schools coming into the city limits of the town, at the same time that we join in partnership with regular schools to get the road up to standard and then make a commitment to maintain the road. So we're at that point. So, if I could, after this meeting, if I could meet with some of y'all just for about 5 minutes or 10 minutes, if that would be y'all's pleasure. We'll go ahead and get that ball rolling. Then we can, I think, finish out some of the issues we need to get cleared up and get out of the way.
We appreciate you putting on the agenda for next Monday. That sends a very loud signal to us, which we very much appreciate. And we'll be happy to stay around for a few minutes.
Y'all don't have a problem with that.
No, we'll be fine. And Mr. Blanchard and I will work this coming week with the things that lawyers do to get contracts in the shape that they do.
Just